Hello all, welcome to the second chapter of building a web application with Python and Django. In this chapter, we will understand the basics of Django project, apps and files structure. Now, let's look at the project structure. As you can see in the project, we have two folders created under the project root. One for the default application created by Django with same name as project, LIMS portal. And we have a folder for our app lims_app. Both these folders and files under them are automatically created by Django to simplify our work. Under the lims portal folder, we have a set of files. First I'm going to settings.py file. In the settings.py file, all the settings required for this application to run are available. We will be making some changes in this file for our project. Under installed apps, there are a set of default apps provided by Django. Any new apps that we are adding to the project should be added here as well. Next we have middleware. Under middleware, there are a set of middlewares listed by Django, and these are all added by Django by default. So if you want to add a new middleware that is required for our application to run, we need and add it here. For example, if we want our application to allow cross-origin access or session variable access, we need to add the corresponding middlewares here. Next we have root URL config. Under root URL config, it's mentioned as lims_portal.urls. Basically, any URLs that are applicable for our application will be configured in the urls.py file. The URLs file under lims_portal app is the entry point for URLs. Hence, we have lims_portal.urls here. Next we have templates. The HTML pages of our application will be configured as template files. In this section, we need to specify the directory where the template files will be located. Next we have WSGI_application. This parameter is required for our application to be hosted by GUnicorn, which is a Python module for serving our application. Next, we have databases. Under the databases, by default we have the engine as SQLite 3. Because Django comes with built-in support for SQLite 3, and the libraries required for SQLite are pre-installed. If you want to change this to a different engine of a different database, you can specify that here. And name property corresponds to the location where the database file is located by default. The file will be under the project root folder. If you want to change it to a different path, we can change it here. As you can see, there are more configurations we can do in this file, such as time zone, static files path, etc., which we will be doing soon when we are working on the project. And that's all about the settings.py file. And now, let's move on to the urls.py file. As I mentioned before, urls.py file will contain the URL routing definitions. When you are accessing a website, the URL contains information about where the website is hosted, in which server and to which part of the code the request should go. So, if your URL is ending with admin, it will be handled by the built-in functions of Django located at admin.site.urls. This module is provided by Django for admin functions of our application. Like this, we need to add similar URL mapping for whatever functions we are developing in our app, which we'll be doing shortly. This implementation of URL mappings is present in other web development frameworks as well. Next, we have wsgi.py file which is used by GUnicorn for web hosting. So, that's all for now about the files we have under lims portal. Next, we have manage.py file. Manage.py is a program built by Django, and we don't have to make any changes in this program. We use this program to start our application. And when it is started, manage.py will start handling our application and requests. But why do we need to have applications in first place? Because we can have many applications under the same project, one for the UI, another one for the API, and maybe more. All these applications can access the same database. So, now we can bundle all the applications which are accessing the same database under one project. The SQLite database also will get created under the same project. Here, LIMS_app is our new application, which will have all the functionalities that we want. Let's look into the files present under LIMS_app folder. As you might have seen in the demo of LIMS portal, Django offers admin screens to manage the application. We can register our tables under admin.py file and Django will show screens for them, but where do we define the tables? For that, we need to go to the models.py file. In the models.py file, we can create classes, which will be the tables in SQLite DB. So, each table required for our application will be represented as classes here. We can define what columns should be present and what are the data types. We are basically defining your data model here, and once that is done, we can register the models under the admin.py file so that they will be visible in the admin portal. As a best practice, we should be writing our core logic, filtering of data, and transformations under the classes present in models.py file. Next, we have tests.py, which is for writing our unit tests. Finally, we have views.py file. Here we will be writing access methods of our application. Routes defined in urls.py file will be linked to the methods in this file, like the access to homepage, and what should happen when we access the books link, etc. We will be spending lot of time in this file. So, these are the files created by default. We will be adding more files based on our requirements. For example, for templates, we have to add a folder under the LIMS app and we will be putting our HTML files under the templates. Let's start writing code and building our application in the next chapter. See you soon. Thanks for watching. To continue learning with us, like, share and subscribe to our channel.